Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session. Hope you all are doing well. So before we start, let me clear this. That this session is going to be an interactive session. So keep asking your queries in chat box or uh, in YouTube comment section or something like that. So which language we should select in this session? English or Hindi, or it is mix of English and Hindi? Okay, cool, cool. We'll keep it in English, and where it is means where there is means chance to where you'll get any problem in understanding, we'll take that in Hindi. So, okay, let me mention it again that the whole session will be of no code, and by the end of this session you all will get to know about what is Android development, and what are the things that you should exactly do to get started with native Android development. So what is Android? Android is an open source and Linux based operating system for smartphones and tablet computers. Android was developed by the Open Handset Alliance led by Google and some other companies. Android offers a unified approach to application development for mobile devices, which means developer need to develop apps for Android, and their apps will run on different device. Those are powered by Android. So, is my voice audible? Uh, okay, cool. Now let's understand why Android. So, talking about why Android, we can understand this through these 5 points. First is open ecosystem. Android has a lot of app stores, and one of them is as you all know, in shape of Google Play, which comes as a it's standard on almost every smartphone, and in tablet also. In order for users to find and download new software. But unlike other companies' approach, Android allows its user the choice to install applications from third-party app stores. You can download apps from these third-party stores. The second point which comes is customizable UI. Google has been working hard to make Android's user interface as flexible and customizable as possible. In doing so, Google's loaded Android with a host of customizable widgets. This can be used anywhere in UI, and they offer updates or shortcuts to variety of services such as email, calendar, and messages, etc. The third point which comes is open source. The Android operating system allows the developer and the hardware manufacturer to make changes to the operating system's core software. Okay, this allows the companies to make changes in the OS to work in very specific industries. The fourth point is customized room. There are a lot of third-party apps that give you advanced features on Android. One of the best thing is that people can modify it. People can use it, modify it all over, and install custom version instead of the one that comes with your phone. It will allow you a lot of system level tweaks that you would not be able to get easily on any other OS like iOS. You can easily get your own app. Okay, and talking about app distribution, you can easily get your own app out in Android market. and you don't need to pay big development fees. The application environment charges are at the application environment are free of charges, and you can save a lot of money, and there is no limit, which means that if you want to make more than one app, you can do that without any problem. With iOS app, you need to use Apple App Store. With Android apps, you don't need any of that. Just publish the app where you wish. There is no empire looking over your shoulder. Uh, there are a lot of third-party stores, and you can publish your app very easily over there. Since Android OS is very affordable to buy, so most of the customer love to buy Android smartphones because of the low price of Android phones. As you all know, iOS are more expensive than as compared to Android. So, how many of you are using Android and iOS? Android or iOS? Okay, almost all are using Android. So yes, exactly. This is the thing I was talking about. Talking about markets here. Currently, there are over 3 billion active Android users in this world. And talking about the market share of talking about the Android's market share in mobile OS worldwide, it is around 69.74%. And the most popular version of Android is Android 10. So now let's talk about how you should start Android development. So we will divide this whole journey, that how you can start this into three parts. That is system requirement and installation, pathway, and resources. So talking about system requirement and installation, you for developing Android app, you need to install Android Studio in your PC. There are some hardware requirement that your PC must be compatible with. You must have 8 GB or more RAM. You must have equivalent or higher CPU as mentioned in the screen. You must have 8 GB of available disk space, and you must have also a SD screen. SD screen. These all mentioned specifications are for Windows. You can check the specification details for Mac in official website. And yes, for for downloading Android Studio, you just that Android Studio download be the official site for Android Studio, and you can just download the respective version for your PC. And all those installation video will be provided to you in a separate docs after the session. So now we will begin. So learning how you should learn Android. We have divided this learning thing into and that talking about language. When this language topic comes in Android, a huge debate starts. That is Java or Kotlin. Why one should use Java and why not? Why one should use Kotlin? Why not Java? So before I tell you about this debate, so let me mention here that Android apps can be built using both Java and Kotlin. So why Google recommends using Kotlin? Here are some points that Java has a lot of boilerplates. That means uh, for solving smaller problems, you have to write very lengthy codes. And yes, in Kotlin, these boilerplate codes are removed. And talking Kotlin is also cross-platform. That means that means if you write code in iOS in Mac, then that code will give the same exactly same output in Windows machine. the Kotlin is also statically typed. That means the type of variable which you define in your code will be known at compiling level. And yes, by surprise, I think it will be very good for you to know that Kotlin and Java both work hand in hand. That means if if we'll make an Android project in which half of the code are written in work totally fine. And yes, uh, the Kotlin also support type inference. That means it automatically detect the type of variable that you have mentioned in your code. So now let me answer some of your doubts. Yes, uh, 8 GB RAM is recommended. I have actually started my Android development journey with 4 GB RAM, but yes, it will be very tough for you to start with 4 GB RAM, because now Android Studio has also been upgraded and you cannot also run emulator with 8 GB RAM. Yes, yes, definitely. After completing session, you can ask your doubts in any PSoC Discord server or in GDSC Discord server in DM in DM over Discord or something, some other platform is yours. Yes, you can ask your doubts. So I think by now you all have understood why Kotlin, why not Java. Have you understood, or is there any other doubts?
Excuse me, Bhaiya.
Yes.
Bhaiya, what are the boilerplate codes?
Okay. You can mute. I'm answering that. Uh, okay. Boilerplate code means the. For example, if you are, have you have you ever wrote any code in Java? Some you reply in chat box. Okay, let me. Okay, so if you are writing a print statement in Java, you have to write a lot of code. That means those print align statement. Sorry, those means those extra stop, like for example, if you're writing those things, the exactly yes, the system dot out dot print ln stop, those are boilerplate. But in Kotlin you don't have to write those things. This is the basic thing. This is a few means extra things, those are included in Java, but these boilerplates has been removed in Kotlin. Yes, I have personally started my Android development journey with Kotlin, and actually I haven't learned Java to start with Android development. So actually, you can presently you can start learning Android development with Kotlin. But Java can help you in your journey. But with Kotlin, you can always start your Android development journey. Any further doubts? Okay. So let's continue to the next topic. What you should learn in Kotlin? Okay. In Kotlin, okay, for Android development, you don't have to do any mastery. You can learn the basic syntaxes. Those are like input and output. You can learn about conditional statement. You can learn about loops. You can learn about functions. These are some basic syntaxes that you must know. Okay, but let me ask you one thing. How many of you have started? Okay, great. That means all have started learning languages. You will find Kotlin very similar to C++. Um, so I think you know this things means input, output, conditionals, loop statement, functions in C or C++ or Python, as you mentioned in chat box. So the same things you should always you should learn the basic syntaxes. You should learn the syntaxes for these things with Kotlin. And after learning these things, you can start with OOPS concept, that is objects and inheritance and stuff like that. These are the two things that you must know before starting Android. So after learning this, you can learn about XML, which yes, let me mention here that when you complete this basic syntaxes and OOPs, you can also learn about lambdas. You can also learn about generics and Java collection framework. These are little advanced stuff, but you can learn after learning all these basic syntaxes and OOPs. These two basic syntaxes and OOPs are very important for Android development. So after learning this many things in Kotlin, you should know how to design the app interface. So for that, Ravi will explain you about the XML.
Hello guys, am I audible? Okay guys, so here we start. Um, so designing UI with XML. Like obviously we know that your app's user interface is everything that the user can see and interact with. So in other words, your app's UI is all that matters to the user. And so I highly recommend having a clean and a polished UI. For that, you have to learn these layouts and views and these XML things. Okay. So in Android, as a front end, and as Subhas I said, Java or Kotlin deals with that has the rest of the backend thing. Okay. Yeah. We have various layouts in it, like this linear, constraint, and relative. Linear layout is vertical and horizontal. Okay. If this is uh, parent layout, and let's say we create a button out here, okay, and we constrain it with top, from right, and from left, and from bottom, like some margin. So this is constraint in between. Okay. So and relative layout is something, if there is this parent layout and there is a button out here and we want a text field just below it. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll just in the parameters, in the XML code, we'll put like this will be just below this button. Okay. So it is in the relative to this button. Okay. So we have views here. We have the text views which displays text. Okay. Like something name, and edit text are text fields, like which cursor is there and we can give input with the keyboard, okay, to this text fields. And we have buttons, we have image views, like it shows image. Okay. So okay, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, here is a template example. Um, actually the whole concept of UI is defined using the hierarchy. You know, view and view group objects are there in it. Like view group is invisible container that organizes the child views. These things, these are all child views, text views, buttons, edit texts, all these things. Okay, so like these comprises these are all the different parts of the UI. Okay, so here we can see we have this linear layout. We have here a vertical one. Okay, so what happens in vertical, this is a linear layout vertically, and let's say if we add a button here, and if we add something next to it, like it will just stack up below it. Okay, so it just stacks up vertically, and same concept you can see like in horizontal linear layout. If we add a text field here, okay, and if we add something like a button here, button we want to add in this linear layout, then this will go here, okay, in just next to this one, like these align horizontally. I hope you guys are clear better with the layouts. Okay, so coming back to a template, on top we have this text view, right, and just below the text view we have this image view stacked just below it, as we are using the linear layout vertical, and below it we have two edit text, just like these forms are created, and at finally we have this submit button. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with this layout thing. There are many more things to cover in XML, like just these are basic things you can start doing and building apps with it. Okay, okay, so till now everything is clear, right? You guys can respond me in the chat box. Okay, guys. Okay, cool, then let's proceed. Okay, so till now we learned this we learned Kotlin, as Subasai explained to you guys, Kotlin and XML as well. So this is kotlinlang.org. You can go there and you will get this this playground where you can have, like, have your practice over the Kotlin language, command over your if else and conditional loops, and learn those things over this playground. Okay, and in this site, this XML thing, you can learn about the XML layouts. Okay, layouts and design patterns, things like that. And we're gonna provide this sheet where you'll get all those resources later. Okay, okay, cool. So let's move forward. Okay, so till now you guys learn the basic things, like you guys learn the uh, backend and the XML. So yeah, Subasai. Okay.
Yes, with learning XML and the Kotlin basic stuff, you can build your apps. Okay, means basic apps like showing something text or images on screen. Basic means the app which show your biodata or portfolio. Some basic stuff you can build with this, but that's not all. You have to learn some other things to means to means to enter into the Android market or Android industry level. So you have to learn about networking, means how to connect your app to internet. You have to learn about the backend, that means database, how to integrate your app into databases. So we'll discuss the in networking and the database part in very means we'll tell you how to learn these things, but these are these are little advanced things. After only you learn the Kotlin basics and uh, XML, you should start learning these stuffs. So okay, let me answer some doubts. After that, we'll after that, we'll proceed. Okay, talking about how to upload apps in Play Store. Yes, you can. You have to actually you have to create one account for doing so, and for which I think Google charges a one-time fee of $25. After which you can actually publish your app into Play Store. You have to actually for that you have to actually learn about you should learn about how to build signed APK for doing so. So first, I would recommend first you should learn how to build things. After building things, you can build your APK file and send it to your friend. You can also test it on your own device. Means without even publishing to Play Store. When you learn some when you actually means when you will have some basic understanding of how Android works and stuff like that, then you can publish your app to Play Store. So I think that clears your doubt.
Um, okay, guys. So doubts are clear
Okay,
now. We'll
now
proceed with the like all extra things we need to cover, like networking and all, like data-driven applications, how to build those things, API call and something like that. Let's proceed. Okay. So obviously you can't make a full-fledged app with just the UIs and just those basic things. You need to have those network connections and databases to build it. So these days most apps are network connected, which means they require internet to use. Okay. And these network or HTTP requests are used to retrieve or modify API data from the server. Okay, it's requests and then sends. So here we come with a new term which is API. Okay, so API is application Okay, so what is an API? We'll talk just basic things about it. We will not go in deep. So let's take a very famous example here, like it's a restaurant one. Just you are sitting in a restaurant and you want to order some food. Okay, so what do? You don't go to the chef directly or in the kitchen. Like you ask the waiter, you give him the order, like what all the foods you want. Okay, so what waiter does, like waiter is the mediator. Like he takes from you and then he goes to the chef or in the kitchen, right? And after processing that data or the menu you sent, okay, the chef then you what a waiter does, it's he is basically the mediator between the customer and the chef, right? So the same thing is done by the API, right? API, it is the basically a medium of communication between applications. Okay. Okay. We'll see example here. Let's see. Let's say if you want to build this news application, right? Here you can see it's a news image, but you don't know how to, gather these information like the various APIs in the market which are available, and you can use those data, right? This image, all sort of news, okay, all elements. So let's say BBC. BBC is a very big company of a news networking company. Okay. So let's say we use a BBC APIs. Okay. And what we'll do, we'll call this API, and this is our app. Okay. This will send request through this API and will fetch the details from BBC's server, right? Server. And request is sent, then it is received by the API. So are you guys getting it? Okay. Let's see. Like let's say BBC's database is here. Okay. It's a database. It's the API, and this is your app. Okay. So what do? We send a request from our side. Okay. We send a request through the API, and because we just want the images, titles, and dates and certain things, we don't want all the database which BBC has. Obviously, BBC won't share us all the database which it has. It's their company's data, so it just you know uh, give us the particular data which we are requesting for through this API. Then this APIs gets the data. It searches for the data, requested data on the servers, and then it takes it back if it's available. Okay. And then it sends back to sends response app, and here we can see the results on our app. This thing this thing what API does, it's a medium. So it's a medium between the server. This is the server, BBC server, and this is your app, right? So and API is the medium between these. Okay. So okay, so we are done with the API. Hope you guys will be getting these things. And okay, so I've certain we HTTP clients, right? HTTP client libraries. Okay, HTTP client libraries. Really use retrofit, retrofit, and third is, let's say there are many, but let's say okay, kind of low level. Using these is more convenient, so we prefer using these two. You guys can just start
Uh,
building apps and just have a try to fetch API and get these data from an API, any API. There are many free APIs available online, so you guys can start doing it with. So almost it's everything is clear now.
guys, you can just
Networking is clear.
guys, you can just take a screenshot of this so that you can learn the stuff afterwards. And we'll also provide the link for learning these things. Yes, but let me mention here once again that these are little advanced things which you should only learning the basic things, that is HTML, Kotlin and XML. Okay.
Okay, Subhasai, let's continue. Like we'll continue with the databases. Go on.
Okay. Talking about talking about databases. Okay, now slides. Okay, talking about databases. You have actually two options. You can store the data. You can store data. You can store data in two ways. That is offline and online. Offline means you can store the data in your phone's storage, and online means you can store the data over any database, that is over cloud or over internet. So talking about storing data in offline, you have Roam database in Android, which is based on SQLite. So now you can presently you can start building apps which supports database without actually learning SQLite. You can start building apps learning Rome database only. Actually, you can just think that SQLite is the chocolate and Rome database is a wrapper. So with the help of Rome database, you can uh, build any apps that support storing your data in offline. So when we will talk about storing data online, there is a great great platform that is provided by Google, that is Firebase. With Firebase, you can build production level and scalable apps. um, Besides providing database, Firebase also provides authentication. Authentication means you can build apps in which you can sign in your users. You can sign up. You can obviously create account, that means sign up your users. Okay, talking about cloud messaging, have you seen those Zomato notifications that appears in app? Yes, those are actually cloud messaging. You can learn about cloud messaging stuffs. You can learn about push notifications. These are some cool tools that Firebase provides. So with learning Firebase, you can easy means it will be very easy for you to integrate these technologies in your app and build production level apps and scalable apps. So I will recommend, once you understand how Android works, once you start building basic apps, like you know how to navigate from one screen to another screen. Once you understand how activity means the task which appear on screen. Once you understand how these Android features works, after that you can learn about networking. That means how to connect your app to internet, how to integrate databases in your app. That means both Roam database and Firebase. If you want to use online database, one real world example, if I would like to give, is if you think of a chat application. One user is sending one message, and that message will be stored over online in for example, here take example of real-time database. That message will be stored in real-time database, and the same thing will be displayed to the other person's device. These operation cannot be performed over local database. So you have to use any online form of database. You can use MongoDB, but yes, with Firebase you will get all other features like authentication, real-time database, cloud messaging, and yes, it is very easy to learn and use. So once you done with the basic stuff, you should learn how to connect your app to internet, like with the retrofit and volley library. And yes, after that you can learn about Roam database and Firebase. So these are the whole path that you should follow to become an Android developer. And yes, after learning this, uh, you should learn that how to means proceed with this thing. Means we can talk about learning. Things, as I have mentioned, by building some projects. That means you can build some basic apps which use XML and some Kotlin functionalities, and you can learn those stuffs. If you want to learn networking, you can just build your own news app. By building your own news app, you can just learn about how networking works, how API call works. You can just learn about these things by building some project, and upon it you can just show this project in your CV. Ravi, do you agree?
Yes, exactly. Learning with these projects, it's very good, because while building practical projects, you learn so much things. You have to figure out everything on your own. You have to debug. if there is an error, you have to look for things which you have to consolidate. So it gives you a very good exposure to the application and how to do things in many ways. One thing can be done in various ways and more efficient ways. So uh, these are the benefits of doing practical learning, like project based learning.
Exactly. Means if you are searching one error, then you get to know about some other stuffs also there. So yes, before proceeding, how to solve your doubt, as here mentioned, make Stack Overflow your best friend and googling your best skill while you are developing stuff. You can search your doubts, your errors over internet, and you can find the best solutions over there. You can first of all, you should always try, then ask, and then repeat. Means to learn how to develop stuff, you should always start building things by seeing some tutorials or something stuff like that. You cannot actually build things. You have to always start learning stuff by building some projects or something like that. So yes, you can always ask your doubts in Discord, in means PSoC's Discord or GDSC's Discord. You can always ask your queries in some other platform or on Stack Overflow to get them resolved. So this is the process that how you should ask your doubts. And talking about resources, you can learn about Kotlin by reading the official docs that is available on internet. The official site is kotlinlang.org. You can read about Kotlin basic syntaxes over there. And there is a great course that has been designed by Google. It is called Android Basics in Kotlin course, and that is also designed by Google Android developers. You can always go there and refer to that course to get started with Android and build real life apps that solve some real world problems or your personal issues, stuff like that. You can always start learning Android with this with resources that there are many resources those are available for free over online. So there is not any lack of resources for Android. So you can always start learning Android. So all the links and resources will be provided to you in a docs after the session. Yes, I think uh, that's all for today's session. And if you
Yeah,
have any queries, you can ask. And Ravi, if you want to add anything, you can. Okay,
yeah,
Aishman
yeah.
Naik has some queries.
So guys, so here we end our session. I hope you
Okay,
guys
okay.
liked it. And
Ravi, 1 second. Some doubts are there. We can take that too.
okay, okay, yeah.
Some apps need the internet to work. Okay, means if we'll talk about for some of the app need to. Okay, oh, if you want to want your app to work offline, then you just don't need to write the you just don't need to integrate the API calling part in your app. So this is the basic difference. Means if you want to if you want that your app should work offline, then you just don't integrate API calling part or just don't connect it to the internet. Means you can, and that is actually some advanced stuff. Means you just don't give permission to the app that it shouldn't use the internet that the device is. You can just define that in the manifest file. So that's all. I think that clears your doubt. Okay. So that has been a long session. So I think that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and Hope your doubts are cleared. And if you have any further queries, you can always ask in Discord server, or you can ask the way which you prefer. So that's all. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, guys. Thank you guys for joining. And I would suggest you guys to just don't think over it. Don't think much. Just just go through the just start your Android studio and start building apps. Whatever, maybe it would be just a small application like To Do or something. Just at least start. Okay, guys.
Okay, guys. That's all.